when our beliefs shape our reality. And if everything you believe is true until now was only illusory, that is to say, a kind of filter that has distorted your perception of reality over the years. This troubling question prompts reflection, doesn't it? What if this filter were to decide for you, and if it influenced not only your thoughts, but also your emotions and actions? And if the experience you have lived, the things you were told, the things you were made to feel, and everything you were made to feel end up impacting your discernment? What if instead of being able to freely give the answer you want to each situation, in all circumstances, you miss beautiful opportunities by living an existence that is not at all yours? You might miss out on several opportunities by living experiences that do not actually reflect your essence, but rather a distorted version of life you may have had. Limiting beliefs hinder your ability to explore fulfilling prospects. That is why you need to step back and question these certainties. Ask yourself about the nature of your reality today. Learn to see through the filters that surround you and prevent you from perceiving reality as it is. Are you having trouble getting there? Above all, don't be afraid. In this video, I will reveal to you how to free oneself from it to aspire to an authentic, fulfilling, and enriching life. Stay to the end. Let's go. Most of the time, we believe ourselves able to perceiving the world as it is. That is the mistake, because in reality, we see it as we think it should be. Our beliefs then start to act like an invisible lens. First, they filter what we see. Then they sort out what we hear. And then they convert each experience into an additional piece of evidence. This evidence will serve to justify everything we think, everything we say, everything we do, and even everything we decide to do or not to do. This mechanism called confirmation bias causes our brain to retain only information that confirms what we already believe. As a result, we are imprisoned in a universe created by our own convictions, so a kind of imaginary world that we consider as real and palpable. This poses a huge concern since not all beliefs are equal. Some beliefs elevate us, while others confine us. Toxic beliefs, called limiting beliefs, hinder our potential, our ambitions, and our own development. They block our relationship with success, love, and self-confidence. In most of the time, unfortunately, it is these toxic beliefs that enact our attitudes and predict our existence unbeknownst to us. Abby's experience, however brilliant, open and optimistic, confirms what I had just stated. Since childhood, Abby has received criticism like, "You are not good enough to do that. You are not up to it. You will never get there. You're wasting your time. It won't ever work. You'll fail if you keep going. You should give up." Without always being associated with malicious intentions, these phrases, when repeated repeatedly, sow seeds of toxic beliefs in the psyche. Results, as she grew up, Abby became less confident in herself, doubted her abilities, and tended to close in on herself. So, every time she encounters obstacles, she thinks, "Do you see, Abby? It's proof that you are not up to the task." While every time she succeeds, she thinks, "It's just a stroke of luck. I don't count on it too much." His subconscious sorts information by amplifying everything that confirms his belief and ignoring everything that proves the opposite. This phenomenon is called confirmation bias, one of the most powerful mental filters we have. But that's not all, because through this bias called confirmation bias, the brain will act according to this belief. Thus, every time Abby feels that she is not good at doing such and such things, her brain will encourage her to get discouraged faster and give up earlier. A reaction that always confirms the initial beliefs. This is also called self-fulfilling prophecy. A simple belief becomes reality only when one acts with the firm conviction that it is real. And Abby is not the only one to suffer from it, because we all live according to our convictions. Our beliefs condition the way we interpret our failures, our successes, our opportunities, and our relationships with others. But what does science say? You may not believe me, but in 1977, psychologists Rosenthal and Jacobson conducted a revealing experiment at a school in California. They persuaded the teachers that some students in this school had extraordinary intellectual potential. Result, these students have actually seen their performance increase. And yet, it had nothing to do with the fact that they were brilliant, because they were ordinary students like the others. It was mainly thanks to the confidence their teachers had in their abilities. This pushed them to over-excel. This phenomenon is called the Pygmalion effect. Our expectations shape and condition our own reality. Neuroscientists know that the brain predicts the world more than it perceives it. Research conducted by the American neuroscientists Lisa Feldman Barrett shows that the brain continuously generates internal models of the world. Several hypotheses precede perception. In simpler terms, we don't see to believe, we believe to see. To help you see even more clearly, let's imagine that the brain is a movie theater with beliefs as projectors and reality as screens. We think we can watch an objective and transparent film when in reality, it's our own mental projector that orchestrates everything. It is he who sets the scenario, filters the light and chooses the music. Changing beliefs is like changing movies. The screening room remains the same, but what we see on the screen changes constantly. Let's focus now on how to take control over our own beliefs, how to exit the hellish loop of reality programmed by our mental filters. I reveal here a simple method derived from cognitive therapies and validated by neuroscience. The method takes place in 3 steps, which consists of identifying, questioning, and experimenting. Step 1. Identify and recognize our active beliefs. Most of our beliefs act in the background as a kind of invisible mechanism. The first step, and the one that seems the most difficult, is to identify them and become aware of them. For this, note the thoughts that often come back. Then, every time you say to yourself, I am not going to make it, I am not made for that, I am afraid it's too late for me, etc., stop. Note them without judging them, and especially note them all, because they are signals of unconscious thoughts. You cannot change what we have not identified or noted, so you might as well list them all, and I insist on that. Step 2. Question. Test the validity of these beliefs. Your beliefs once noted, isolate them one by one and ask yourself the right questions. I will give you a simple, clear and practical example to apply today. Questioning about the false belief, I am not good enough. On what truth do I base myself to believe that I am not good enough to do such and such a thing? What evidence do I have to confirm that I am not good enough to do such and such a thing? Is it a fact, mere assumptions, or an interpretation? Does this have anything to do with what I had to experience bitterly in my past? This simple self-questioning is enough to activate the prefrontal cortex, that is to say the area of the brain dedicated to logical reasoning. That's enough to diffuse the emotional strength of belief. You can even go further by reversing the logic of questioning in the following way. What if I were wrong to think that I am not good enough to do this or that? What if it were false and I could decide to change everything right now? What if I stop believing in it today? This exercise in logical reasoning helps to create a crack in the wall of belief to allow the new reality that one wishes to establish to penetrate. Step 3. Experiment. Take action. A simple reflection exercise is not enough to transform beliefs. Hence the usefulness of experimenting and concreting to create your own reality. So, if you believe that you are not creative enough, don't try to convince yourself otherwise. Take a sheet of paper and a pen. Then get to work. Start by writing an idea, sketching a drawing, or testing a concept. Each contradictory micro-experience will systematically challenge old beliefs. The more these experiences accumulate and consolidate, the more the old belief will be demystified. Moreover, it is this technique that therapists use in behavioral therapy to treat limiting belief problems. Remember this, Identification is used to identify each automatic belief that guides your reactions without your knowledge. Questioning serves to challenge each of these limiting beliefs. Experimentation serves to prove the contrary, even on a small scale, through practice. Practice this for 21 days without interruption. Gradually, you will perceive subtle but very real changes. Result, you will gain more confidence, more clarity, more motivation, more initiative, and more enthusiasm. I also want to specify that 21 days is the minimum time necessary for our subconscious to anchor new habits. Initially, our brain likes everything that is coherent. It prefers to be right more than to discover what is true. But all this changes when you introduce a new experience that challenges an old belief. From then on, he begins to rewrite the script. We call it neuroplasticity or neuroplasticity. That is to say, the ability of our brain to reprogram itself according to our experiences. We have almost arrived at the end of this video, but first I would like to ask you a question, and here it is. If our beliefs shape our reality, what happens when several individuals share the same belief? It is here that things seem to twist as our collective beliefs about success, beauty, fairness, and value somehow end up shaping our lives and those of our society. And maybe, who knows, it might even lead us to a profound change. This video sequence is now coming to an end. I thank you for staying with me until the end. In the next video, we will see how our thoughts materialize in the physical world and why reality is much more malleable than we think. Until then, take good care of yourself. If the video was useful to you, like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to move on to the next step. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments so that together we can create a rich space for exchange. On that note, I'll tell you see you soon. Cheers!